Welcome to Game 3 of the series. This game is again going to be Antilles versus Sirlami. Sirlami had faction selection this game, and as a result, chose Soviets again. He's obviously highly successful with it thus far, since allies, for whatever reason, they mistakenly reversed the base positions and have been maintaining that throughout the series. Allies have been annihilating so far on this map. I'm curious if that is a phenomenon that is specific to these two players, or if we would see that between other matchups as well. I don't know. North spawn, I think people are beginning to agree a little bit that north spawn is better. But if allies are in the south and Axis are in the north, that may not be as true because of Axis' tendency not to get nearly as aggressive straight towards the opponent's base. So early on in the game, it's a lot more difficult, I think, for allies to push up to this house and maintain a really strong stranglehold on the Axis right here. In my experience, anyway, I don't know. And this is one of the reasons why base positions are fixed in the rules. Just saying. But,
Under fire! How can we help?
let's see what happens. Antilles going with a 2 Grenadier opening
You found something?
into a mortar. He's going to completely change up his strategy. Apparently he's kind of along the same line of thinking as me last game, where I'm like, well, I wonder if going just lots of mortars really early and just bombing the house. Just don't even try and hold this and just bombard the thing. He also tried to set up a Captain Price style wire trap right here, but I don't think it worked. I'm pretty sure that these infantry can get in and leave at will. I think the wire placement maybe right here is not far enough away from the door, and the wire placement there might be not even complete. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, they can just leave. So, nice attempt. Honeypot wire. Didn't work. Pio is forced to retreat over here on the left side. 2 squads of Grenadiers getting pretty aggressive for the left side fuel early on. Looks like Antilles won't even try for the right side fuel point. He's completely changed up his strategy and tactics. Capping order. Interesting. Curious to see if it'll work at all. Flamethrower working on the conscripts there in the middle is not successful. And the mortars on the field now moving up to start taking shots at various units here in the center.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Einsatzbereit.
We're under Soviet attack! Pioneers are ready for orders. This is ours!
Engineer squad. Hold the line, engineer. We are ready. We are taking losses.
Pioneers ready for anything! We are being fired upon!
Antilles looks like he will lose the engagement for the left side fuel right there. Mortar is moving up here from the south.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized infantry.
But mostly Sirlami just getting everything under his control, taking back everything over there on the left side. Mortar sets up to start firing at some infantry and cover over here on the left. Antilles going with 2 flamethrowers, only 1 mortar. Not gonna go that hard into mortars, I guess. But flamethrowers will also, of course, be a very useful counter to conscripts parked in green cover. But he might want to consider fielding slightly larger numbers into engagements, since a conscript squad against 1 flamethrower squad is actually a kind of even fight depending on RNG. No crits in that engagement, but with mortar support, conscripts are eventually pressured into retreating. Pioneers will maintain control at least of the left side munitions for now. Antilles, I think, switched up his loadout a little bit. He brought mechanized assault this time instead of close air support. I don't remember what his other 2 commanders were. I know he had close air support though, right? He didn't have mechanized assault, so I'm pretty sure he intends to use mechanized assault this game. Needs to try and get to the Stugi and try and turn the situation around. Meanwhile, Sirlami also changing his strategy up. He's going to actually take advantage of his massive fuel advantage this time. Maybe not spam guards and going for tier 3. So they have both actually deviated quite hard from their game 2 strategy for whatever reason. Maybe both trying to adapt to what they think their opponent is doing or going to do. Flamethrower is winning this engagement. There's the retreat.
The new men have arrived. To reestablish our supply lines.
S-Minefield going down here in the middle from Antilles. Early munitions expenditure on that. He's actually had pretty okay munitions control, and now that he's gone tier 2, his first tier 2 unit is going to be a scout car. I am pretty intrigued. Intrigued by build decisions this game. Did not go scout car in game 1. Didn't really invest that much into anything beyond AT guns as far as tier 2 units, and obviously the AT guns did nothing. So this game it looks like he's going to go light vehicles and not purchase AT guns until he feels he actually needs them. His opponent made no vehicles at all last game, so his AT guns weren't able to do anything. Flamethrower burst right there in the building. Bad luck for Antilles. He's forced to retreat from that. Grenadiers continue to engage against conscripts on the cutoff with scout car support, maybe force some further retreats. And Sirlami looks like he's waiting for T-70. And then needs a little bit more fuel, but he just got cut off from both fuel points, so it's actually slowing down the arrival of that tier 3 unit significantly. And Antilles has a much better hold on the map this game than he did in game 1. This is the best performance by Axis we've seen this series. And oh, the irony. Sirlami is now down to less than 473 victory points. So if Antilles had just utilized this strategy in game 2, he would have secured himself faction selection in game 3. It doesn't matter now. All that matters now is actually winning or losing. Grenadiers may have actually spotted that getting planted. 2 crits right there, I think. Grenadiers look like they lost that engagement. They're going to retreat.
Ready! Grenadiers, ready!
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Half-track awaiting orders.
We are ready for action.
Pioneer squad! Pioneers here.
Flamethrower Pioneers on their way to take control of some territory over there on the right. There was the demo charge. Demo charge kills those flamethrower pios, and here comes the T-70. T-70 is going to dive right into both of these light vehicles, but there actually are... Oh no, just 2 Grenadier squads here. If there were 3 Grenadier squads here... Is 3 fast enough to kill a T-70? I guess not. I think it's 4. I can't remember. Yeah, it looks like it's 4. And even then, it might depend on self-repair not being activated. So you can't just foul spam a T-70 to death, at least not efficiently. So he jumps in the building with a flamethrower to try and hold this line, but his mortar just got wiped. Here comes the AT gun, which is late, but at least it's on its way. Mortar's about to get stolen by conscripts right there, and it looks like Antilles is about to lose control of the game, which he held for a pretty long time. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Both of his light vehicles are still alive. That mortar is definitely going to get stolen, though. Flamethrower has to retreat out of this building. Oh, there's a door right there. So if you are going to make this house into a trap, you have to wire off both of these doorways. Hadn't thought about that. Ooh, full retreat through the S-Minefield right there. Surprisingly little casualties. Everything gets away with only very minor damage. I don't know what these light vehicles think they're gonna do. AT gun's not really in range to save them. That was probably a mistake by Antilles.
Enemy has dealt
I don't think there was any actual chance of him wiping anything right there. And the T-70 will snipe and kill both the scout car and half-track, reducing Antilles only to 3 squads of infantry,
losing a sector.
Pios, and AT gun. He does not quite have the CPs he needs for Stug E, although he has the resources for it. And once it does arrive, since I assume that's what Antilles is going to do this game, it will be his only chance of recovering this game against mechanized assault again into guards, and later I assume the ISU-152. T-70 dives the Oster base looking for opportunities, not finding any. Grenadiers can't safely get in range to damage its engine. Flamethrower moving to engage against conscripts in cover right here. Grenadiers do actually get the engine damage, so the AT gun should probably be able to destroy that. Self-repair is not going to repair its engine. It doesn't repair enough, so that was basically just 60 munitions to do nothing. It won't even change the number of shots required for this AT gun to destroy it. There it goes, T-70 destroyed, 2 shots. And he blew 60 munitions on that self-repair ability, so... The only time I think I've seen that self-repair ability matter is between 2 AT gun shots on a T-70 that was already at full health. Then it can buy that T-70 just enough time to escape, maybe. That's pretty much the only time it seems to matter.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Otherwise, it's a pretty good way to just waste 60 munitions.
Sturmgeschützversion E is ready to deploy.
Combat engineers going to retreat over there on the right side.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
And here's the Stug, so I was right. Antilles is going to try and take back control of this game using mechanized assault. He's restored his fuel points, so that's good, but he's still bleeding victory points hard, and now his opponent has a 100 VP lead against him. Stolen mortar's gonna set up right there in front of the Stug. Stug might be able to clear it. Bit of a late reaction, in fact, by Sirlami. Maybe he's trying to bait that Stug into sticking around while he moves up for an AT grenade. AT grenades are in progress in the base, so that was probably his plan, but mortar just gets cleared. Conscripts don't safely make it in range. Conscripts engaging against grenadiers on the left side are gonna jump back into some green cover. And Antilles will get his mortar back. Gets his mortar back. A nice engagement there for him. Meanwhile, it looks like Sirlami is just going to keep making conscripts, guards, and an AT gun while he waits to get his ISU-152. His decision to go from this point to call-ins is going to give that Stug a brief window where it's quite dangerous. But the AT gun plus the threat of AT grenades should hopefully be enough to keep it managed. Give Sirlami control of this game. Infantry are about to charge. Conscripts might get wiped in red cover right there. This is a very dangerous to attempt. Stug is actually blocked, I think, by the AT gun. Oh no! He needs to get out of that AT gun's arc of fire. That field gun might get a third shot off. Okay, the Stug's not blocked. It's not blocked. It is able to squeeze through that opening, just barely. Fortunately for Antilles. Green cover constructed over here on the right side will shut down flamethrower harassment. They have to retreat back into the base. And the triple cap against Antilles will get set up once again. And the Stug also has to pull back into the base for full repairs. Took 2 field gun shots during that engagement, which means it can't do anything. 2 squads of Grens making their way across the left should be able to win an engagement against 1 lone squad of conscripts if they encounter them. Now, I don't think there's any demo charges or mines on the left side, so he should be pretty safe to get that territory under his control.
engineers are standing by. Enemy is engaging us! AT gun here.
Anti-tank rifle ready.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Terror mortar back in Antilles control, starts firing on Soviet troops here in the center once again. Maybe it'll help turn the manpower situation around a little bit. Sirlami's thrown 200 manpower into a fuel cache right here, and his float is not nearly what it was in game 2. 400 manpower in the bank right now as opposed to 1,000 or more.
Replacements have arrived.
And that's partially because of his decision to tech, I think. And also because of Antilles' decision to go with the Stug E. Slightly different build. Second mortar on the field for Antilles now. It will get in range for an AT grenade right here. Doesn't look like it's in any serious danger though, with a lot of shot blockers. We'll probably get out of range of that, I hope, field gun before it can destroy it. Barely. Fires through the tree, does not connect. Don't think there's anything anywhere that can finish the job. No T-34 or anything of that nature. And Sirlami still about 1 CP away from getting an ISU 152 on the field, so the Stug still has a pretty dominant presence.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector. We are ready to go, comrades.
What the fuck, Mubot? No, why? It's weird. Mortars need to pull back away from the house a little bit. There's the retreat.
Engineer standing by. We are as ready as we can be. We are losing territory.
Rifle grenade over the hedge. He's probably gonna notice that though. It wasn't even placed quite right to wipe the squad, unfortunately. They looked like they were really clumped. I thought that had a good chance of being a wipe.
Enemy forces are
Guess not.
neutralizing a sector.
Grenadiers working on the right side, fuel and victory point. The Stug is fully repaired. Mortars also making their way back to the field. Sirlami half a CP away from his first ISU. And he can actually only afford one because he went T-70. So Antilles can't, not even close to Tiger though, is the main problem. ISU is going to have a very long period of time where he'll be pretty much uncountered. And the Tiger's not even a very good counter to the ISU. The Tiger's a good counter to the ISU eventually, but not one to one. 2 Tigers or 3 Tigers against 2 or 3 ISUs, the Tigers win. Usually, because they can approach from multiple directions and set up a flank. But 1 Tiger trying to be 1 ISU, unless it can sneak up on it somehow, probably just lose. Stug's falling down to the field gunfire again. Has to pull back for repairs again. Flamethrower and LMG Grands and Mortar almost wiped that squad. 2 demo charges here as well are going to be very dangerous. Looks like that one's about to nail the Flamethrower squad. Grenadiers might be alright though. They recover the Flamethrower, so that's something. Grenadiers over here on the right side against Combat Engineers. Combat Engineers make a slightly late retreat, but they will get away. Meanwhile, the left side victory point falling back into Sirlami's control. Right side victory point falling into his control. The Flamethrower and LMG now gone. ISU makes its entrance, and Antilles Grenadier squad there gets wiped. His only counter to the ISU right now is 1 AT gun, which is not even really a counter. ISU has a better chance of killing it than it does of killing the ISU, even in superior numbers. So not sure what Antilles is going to do about this situation. Rifle grenade right there, off target. Squad's completely in green cover, so they don't take that much damage, and Grenadiers are going to have to retreat. An engagement they cannot win. Grenadiers on the left side similarly won't be able to hold that fuel point and are forced away. Because Antilles briefly takes control of both fuel points, it jumpstarts his fuel income a little bit, it will get him up to Tiger, almost certainly. And once it arrives, he's going to have to try and take out an ISU-152. Plus field gun, plus guards, plus AT grenades. With one tank, it's probably going to be very difficult. Tries to get a Panzerfaust off right there, realizes it's not worthwhile to attempt. AT gun is exposing itself to the fire of that assault gun as well. Looks like it might get clear though. Doesn't quite get a line, barely. Tried to take shots at a few different targets right there. Everything maybe gets clear. Those mortars probably shouldn't set up right there though. Doesn't look like it's using focus sight right now, I guess. Or no, what? It's using concrete piercing round. I guess. I don't even know what the point of that is, but okay. I mean, I know that can go through buildings, but I don't know what the point of him doing that in that situation was. A little strange. But the mortars will escape. Doug moves right to try and protect this fuel point a little bit longer. Antilles is bleeding so much manpower that he can't afford the Tiger for now. He has the fuel, but he doesn't have the manpower for the Tiger. And the triple gap against him is going to continue. Before that Tiger even hits the field, he's going to run out of victory points. That's pretty much the game. Looks like Oosther on the south of Eindhoven country. Doesn't work out too well.
We are in contact. We've lost the land. The people anticipate our victory. The enemy has 10 points remaining. We are bleeding, comrades!
And there you have it. We always, I think, every time Antilles has competed in this tournament, he always makes a pretty impressive performance as allies, but then completely forgets about the faction selection aspect of things and loses the ace game, pretty much. That is a very recurring pattern with him. He even beat DBMB's Oosther once on Faymanville Approach, but then lost the faction selection metagame. But well played by Sirlami, who has defeated yet another challenger, and his reign will continue.